everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This video, I have a 2012 Duramax that's got a few issues going on with it. Check engine light was on for the oil pressure switch circuit and also for the fuel sending unit circuit. Also had a vibration and a lot of grinding going on when you're on the brakes. So come along with me and I'll show you how to change the oil pressure sensor and the fuel sending unit level sensor. So there's the truck up on the hoist right there. The grinding was the brakes. Rear calipers were seized right up, so rear pads were steel on steel. So we got some new dealer calipers on there, some new brake pads, brake rotors on both sides on the rear, and also front calipers were also seized, so we replaced those as well. And there are those. For the oil pressure switch, you go under the vehicle, beside the front differential and the oil pan, or in between those two things, there's a gap. The fuel or the oil pressure sensor threads into that hole right there in the side of the block underneath the oil filter housing. Here's what the connector looks like. It's blue. There's usually a lock tab in there. So that tab right there, you push it down, pull out, and the sensor will pop, or the connector will pop off. To get the sensor itself out, you take your sensor socket. This one is a 1/1/16". Now the difference between a sensor socket and a normal socket is that the corners on a sensor socket are round. So then it fits on the rounded edges of your sensor. So you put that in, put that on, and then you need a small 3-inch extension and a and a 3/8 ratchet. Put it on, the socket on, ratchet on, take it out, and then if there's a bunch of dirt around the sealing surface, clean that up, and then to put it in, start it in by hand. So we've got it started in there by hand. Now we will take our socket and extension and put it on. So when the socket and extension is on there, the end of the extension will end up sticking out right there. You'll see the end of the extension just past the oil filter housing. So if you have a swivel head 3/8 ratchet, that works nice in there. Or I made a stubby 3/8 ratchet that also fits in there and works pretty good. So once you get your ratchet in there, it'll look like that. So you'll have your socket, your extension, and then your ratchet on there with the handle pointing up. I find works the best because there's the most room that way. So you just tighten it up until it's tight. And then for the connector, right there, just plug it in. You just have to line the tabs up on the connector and it just pushes in and clips in there. And then there we go. We got the connector on and the new sensor is threaded in. Now this truck's fuel level sensor wasn't working properly. I have my fuel sending unit out and my multimeter hooked up to the plug for the level sensor. So we can see the resistance as you move the level sensor up. It changes until it gets to about there, then it goes to unlimited. So that means there's a dead spot in the sensor itself. If you go higher, it'll start reading again. If you go lower, it'll quit reading. So that means that this level sender is no good. Now usually you have to buy the whole sending unit to replace the level sensor, but this must be a known problem on GMs because you can buy just the level sender. It's only 175 bucks straight from the dealer, so not a bad fix when the whole sending unit is about $400. So to change it out, there's one connector that plugs up in the bottom of the sending unit, up in here, right here. There's a tab on the back of it that you just push the tab in and it pops out. There's also a little white wire right here
Now if you take a pick, in the top there's a slot, push down and it'll pop out. It'll push down the tab that holds it in, and then it just pulls out, right like that. And then to take the level sensor itself out, there's two tabs, one here, one here. You push them back, and then it just slides out. And then to put the new one in, you just install it in the reverse order. So you'll take the level sensor, make sure you have it the right way. It should only fit in one way. Slide that in, push it down. Till it clicks in. Take your plug. And plug it into the top. And then take your single white wire and push it in to the same hole the other one was in. So there we go. Or now you just have to put the sending unit back in, put the tank back up, and you're done. So thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you found this video informative, and you will like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. And we'll see you in the next one.